guys, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today we are doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here, Wip stands for Work in Progress, and what normally happens during a Wip Chat is that you can bring out your own whips, or if you want to do chores, or drive, or sit on the couch and listen to me ramble about what's going on the week, we can do that. So let's get started, shall we? So hopefully you guys are doing okay today. The weather's kind of getting weird again. It was really hot last week, and then now we're back in the 60s, and I'm not so sure about it because like I said, I live in the Carolinas, and normally at this point it should be a bit more warmer. So I'm trying to not get sick again, but unfortunately I did. Don't know how that happened. I'm really getting tired of it. I mentioned this. I'm so tired of getting sick. I can't wait for summer as much as I hate the heat. But I think I need a break from the kids bringing stuff home all the time. And it would be kind of nice to get a nice little reset from everything. Especially since this month is incredibly busy. I have a lot of stuff going on this week, and I'm kind of worried that I won't be able to do I won't be able to post as often as I want to. In fact, next week I'm changing my schedule a bit. I normally try to do Whip and Chats on Wednesdays/Thursdays, but I'm back to raiding again, and in my Mythic Plus group, we're back on Wednesdays instead of Mondays. So usually, if I'm doing a raid or if I'm doing a raid or if I'm doing a Mythic group, I won't really record Whip and Chats that day because I have a lot of stuff I'm trying to catch up on and focus on. And so I won't be able to do Whip and Chats on Wednesdays anymore. So I'm thinking I will post on Tuesdays, and that might work for me. I can do something on a Monday. I can do a Whip and Chat on a Monday and then post it on Tuesday. And then as I post it, I can actually focus on some of the World of Warcraft stuff that I need to do while that's going on. But I'm not too sure. I'm trying to figure it out. I think that would be best. Not to say that I can't do videos otherwise. I will still probably get some unboxings done. That's probably what's going to be next week, is probably 1 or 2 unboxings that I'll have for you guys. But definitely no Whip and Chats, because next week is the start of the raid for WoW, and I gotta get used to playing and get used to that schedule all over again. So I've been slacking, honestly. I haven't played WoW in, goodness, 2 months. It feels like, and it's kind of embarrassing. I've kind of forgot how to play, and I've been struggling since the last raid with how slow I've been. I haven't really been enjoying the game. To be honest, I haven't really enjoyed any of the new content. But I still want to have that adult interaction with other people. And I like talking to my friends, and I feel like a lot of times I can't do anything unless I play the game with them. And my friend said if I didn't want to raid, it's fine. But at the same time, I don't want to be left behind. I like getting achievements. I like getting mounts and pets and all sorts of stuff that goes in the game, plus the transmogs. I like to get all of that. I like to collect all of that. So it's more of it's kind of like me just kind of in a depressive slump that I get from time to time. And it hasn't helped that with what's been going on, at the house, where I've been getting sick, and then I'm not feeling great, and then I get kind of start getting down, and I kind of get into this spiral where I just feel like I'm not doing great enough, and then we get sick again, and it's just been kind of ongoing. So it's just been a lot. So I've been kind of ignoring a lot of my friends' messages in the game as is, and I feel guilty about that. And I'm going to try to start um, communicating with them again too, because I know that I usually will feel somewhat better once I start talking again. It's just that getting to that step is going to be hard. um, Besides WoW, a lot of stuff's going on with my kids' school. So let's see. This is the last month of school for the kiddos, so we've been just like going on and on and on. We got state testing this week and next week for Nicole, and then the week after that is state testing for like Michael and Jaina for the next 2 weeks, and then it's like after that it's like this iReady stuff that they have to do testing as well. So it's just like they have testing every week, it feels like. And then of course there's field days. Then there's like let's see, there is award ceremonies, and then we have, of course, the award ceremonies are on 2 days for my kids, because Nicole is doing a moving on graduation since she's going into middle school. Excuse me. And so that's 2 different days of that, and it's going to be just a lot of work trying to balance all these this stuff, and on top of me reading and doing mythics again. I'm like, this is just such a bad time. Such a bad time. And my phone has been just, I had to mute my phone because it's just been like going crazy because of the new Ray coming out next week. So they've just been going out, and I should have played WoW last night, and I've been, like I said, I've been sick. I was so sick yesterday where I stayed in bed. I stayed in bed all day, and I didn't wake up until it was time to get the kids. And then after we got the kids, I literally told my husband, I gotta go back to bed. I feel so exhausted. And I slept until almost 7 o'clock that night. I stayed up a little bit longer, and then went right back to bed at 10. I could not do anything, and it's kind of messed up my schedule. I feel like I'm not gonna sleep very well today. I was waking up a lot after 1 o'clock last night. I was like up, and I could not go back to sleep, and to the point it was like, I think 5. Like I literally thought it was still early enough for me to go to bed, to go to sleep, because I wasn't checking my phone. I was refusing to check my phone after 2 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, I think I can sleep. So I turned over and closed my eyes, and my alarm went off, and I'm like, no, that's not fair. I finally felt tired enough, and now I gotta get up for the day. And today is also, I'm trying to clean up and play catch up with everything, because we had the birthday party. Well, when I say birthday party, it wasn't really a party, it was a get together with the in-laws. But we had that last weekend, and I'm just trying to clean up. So we got a bunch of laundry that we've been working on. And the twins and Nicole are not going to be happy when they come home today and they see that I have a bunch of their clothes all on their beds, ready for them to fold. I'm thinking I might need to put some more putty. This is kind of getting old. I'm just been kind of lax about lots of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna put some new putty on it, even though I'm like almost completely done with this. I'm gonna just add some more. It's been like what, a month since I changed this one. These last forever though, guys. They really do. But yeah, I think it's time for me to change it out. But yeah, how are you guys doing? I know I asked that, but I sincerely do mean it. How are you guys doing? Is everyone doing all right? Like, no one's having anything rough going on in their lives? If you do, I really hope that it gets better for you. I'm hoping it gets better for myself as well. Let's see. I am almost done. Let's scrape that off and then put it back on the palette. See, I got this and it's still going on for like 3 months. I've been taking good care of it. So yeah, let's see. So we've been pretty busy last week. Told you that I had a dentist appointment that was coming up, and I'm stuttering over my words. We had a dentist appointment coming up, and it was just like my 3-month cleaning. It was the gingivitis cleaning, I'll be honest. And I was kind of nervous that they'll tell me that I would need another one of those again. I was trying to do my best listening to them how to floss the correct way. And I was all prepared for them to say that I didn't do well and everything. And I got there and I waited a long time. It was really weird because I wasn't expecting to be there for so long. Normally they call me in really quickly. And I heard my name get called in the back, like that they were talking about me, which made me concerned. And it was like, but when I was listening over, because I was eavesdropping, they weren't really being too quiet about it, to be honest. And it's like, Jessica's been there for about 30 minutes. What do we need to call her in the back and everything? And then they're like rushing back there and stuff like that. And I finally got called like 4 or 5 minutes later. And I come to find out that the person who normally does my dental cleanings, she wasn't in for today, so they had a fill-in. So, and the fill-in didn't know that, she had someone ready to go. So I had her do my dental cleaning this time around. And when she was doing my teeth, she was like, I don't see a need for you to be doing this. This looks really, like you've been doing a really good job. And I mentioned what was going on. So she said, oh, okay, well, let me check the numbers on your teeth. I mean, like if you guys been to a dentist, they say 1 to 3 is what you want to be at for the numbers of your teeth. And I had a bunch of that in the front, but in the back was where the bad numbers were. Like I was at 4s and then like 1, 5. So she started checking on it, and she goes, well, you've gotten a lot better. There's still a couple of 4s, but nothing too bad like before. And the 5s are completely gone. Just keep up the good work. And then she told me that she was going to put a note in the system for my normal dental hygienist, to contact me to see if I needed to do another 6-month cleaning or another 3-month cleaning, and basically another gingivitis clean. And I got the clean bill of health. I only have to go back in 6 months for my normal cleanings. I'm like, yay! And it doesn't look like I'm getting scheduled for anything just yet. I'll find out next week, because next week I'm going back to the dentist. And next week is when I start getting is when I'm going to have my implant finally put in. So my husband and I talked about it. We decided we're just going to put it on our card instead and pay it off, so that way I can smile without being embarrassed with my teeth and everything. So we're getting the crown put on, the implant, and we'll see what's next on the list that needs to be worked on, because I know I need a couple of crowns to be checked again, because they're getting to be the time when they need to be replaced, and that'll be expensive, of course. I want to see what I can put off, what's not deemed as important, and what needs to be done now, so that way I don't have to go and do anything. And especially if any of my teeth need to be looked at, like, can it wait till after school starts up? Because there's no way I can have the kids just wait around for me to get my dental appointments done. That's so boring for them. But yeah, so I got a lot of that going on too, along with everything else. We have the doctor appointments now next week with the twins as well. They're going to see about if we can change their medication just slightly, because I don't feel like it's doing anything. In fact, I feel like with Michael, it's causing him to lash out more. I don't know. From what I read, there's not any side effects like that, but he seems to he seems to melt down a lot more compared to the week before. Like he's like gotten ridiculous. So we stopped the medication since their doctor said that if we feel like it's being harmful or if it's not helping out to stop and let them know. So we've done that. So we're seeing like what's the next option. Let's see. I'm going to change out the color. Let's see. Last week, like I said, it was the twins' birthday as well, so I did finally get to finish that cake. It was. I feel like I could have done a little better, but everyone said that it was really tasty. Especially the kids. The kids always, but I feel like the kids, they always say everything's tasty regardless because it's sugar. But yeah, it was a lot of work, man. I not only did a 2-layer cake, I didn't go crazy like I normally do with the Minecraft cakes that I make. But my husband was kind of correct. Like with the Minecraft cakes, even though they're 4 layers, I'm not putting as much. I'm putting the same amount of work for the 2-layer strawberry cake as I do for the Minecraft cake. Because like with the strawberry cake, I was like doing the puree, and then I was doing the reduction, and then I was making like a jam type thing. And with the, whenever I make the chocolate cakes, I have to make sure I have coffee for the cakes. I put them in with coffee. I mix coffee in them, and they're like really moist and stuff. So those always have to be in the fridge. The strawberry cake did not have to be in the fridge. I did freeze it, not freeze it. I did cool it down once I started putting a crumb coat on. But otherwise, it stayed outside until it was time to be eaten. And then once we partaked in it, then I kind of cooled down the leftovers. So the leftovers are now gone though. The twins and Nicole consumed it yesterday. They were like, "Can we please have some cake for dinner?" I'm like, "Not for dinner. Can we have some for dessert?" I'm like, "Fine, you can have some for dessert." And it's now it's all gone. I still have some of the reduction left. I'm thinking I want to reduce it more, put a little bit more sugar in it, like I did with the syrup type stuff that I made earlier to put in between the cake layers. I'm going to do that, and we'll have some leftovers for like pancakes and waffles and stuff like that. It'd be really tasty for that. I'm going to take a sip of my soda. I decided to kind of cheat and just drink some soda today. I figure with how I'm feeling and everything, it should be fine. It's just I normally try and wait till the weekends to drink soda now, so. Let's see. So on Wednesday, with Michael and Jana, along with it being their birthday, they had a field trip. So they went to basically a hiking trail, kayaking type place. I forgot exactly all the stuff, but they came home wet, along with it being rainy. They did like it was like some sort of activity where they had to go into the creek and then flip over rocks and make observations on the rocks themselves. And like Michael, his pants, it was soaked all the way up to his knees. It was so cute. And he was like, "I'm completely soaked." When they got home, we basically went, "Okay, let's just do shower time early." And that's what we did. We sent them up to shower like immediately after they got home to basically dry off. I forgot about their shoes. I asked my husband if he could throw them underneath the space heater that we have, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then he forgot. I forgot to remind them. So the kids had, unfortunately, wet shoes still for the next day. And Michael threw the biggest stink, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude. I'm just got a lot of stuff to do." Because on top of that, we were kind of doing a birthday style dinner for them. Michael wanted sushi, so we went to Publix and did the $5 sushi stuff. My husband kind of went overboard, I feel like, on that, because he got goodness, 7 different kinds of sushi. I'm like, you didn't need to get all this. I don't think we're all gonna finish it. And I was right. We did not finish it. I couldn't really eat it because I'm allergic to eggs in fish, and there was like eel sauce and other bits. So I didn't want to risk it. So like Jaina, she's all like, I don't want sushi, even though she's like, I like sushi. And I tried to convince her to eat a little bit, and she just would not. So Michael enjoyed his birthday dinner, but Jaina got her birthday dinner on Saturday. So, like, they both got to have their choices. So, but I was right that was way too much sushi, because the next day I packed up a meal for Nicole to take sushi with her for lunch. So Nicole had sushi for lunch at school, and then another day, it was like Friday, I used the rest of the sushi to basically be like a leftover meal. I'm like, all right, Michael and Nicole, you guys get to have the leftover sushi. Jaina, I'll make you a sandwich. She wanted a grilled cheese sandwich, so I did. And I was like, basically, it's a chill day. It's a chill dinner. And that's that. And it took that long to get rid of all that sushi, man. It was a lot. I told him, don't buy that much again. That was a lot. He goes, yeah, but it was a $5 thing. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't eat any. Let's see. What else has been going on? So I mentioned that on Thursday we had a performance. So the kids had they had a school performance for everyone. Plus it was like a what was it? It was like a art fair kind of thing as well. And then also we had, oh my goodness, we also had the book fair on top of that. And the twins, they performed around 5:45, if I remember correctly. They performed around that time, and it was really cute. It was like the first and second graders, so I got to see my neighbor's kid along with my twins, and they did such a good job. They were so cute. It was so funny because they had to move their hands back and forth on a couple of the times, and my children have no rhythm. I'm watching this, and like a bunch of the kids are going this way. They're like waving their hands to the right. And then both my kids, they're on different rows. You see they're moving their hands to the left. And it just kept going like that. And I'm like, guys, focus. Go focus with your friends. It was so cute. My husband took so many pictures, and he got a video of them doing that. But yeah, it was like just adorable. But after that was where it got interesting, because Nicole's performance, hers wasn't until like 7 o'clock, and it was raining buckets on Thursday. So it took, we had a hard time finding a spot, and we walked through a lot of mud and water and rain to get to the school. So we didn't want to go back out. Like, my husband didn't want to go out, try and find another spot to park. And like drop me with the twins at home, and then drive, all the way back with Nicole for her performance. So we decided to stay. I did make dinner a little early that day. I kind of made pasta. I kind of cheaped out. I was like, I didn't feel like making a big meal, especially since I knew no one was going to really eat at 4:30 in the evening. I just wanted to make sure that they wouldn't be starving. So we decided we were going to go to the book fair, and I said that they could have 1 book. Then my husband said it was okay to get 2 books, and then he said it was okay to get like 1 fun item there, because they were like looking at these UV pens and everything. So 2 books and a fun item. So Jaina got this pen that had it was like poofy tinsel stuff on top of it, both Nicole and Michael got UV pens so they can write secret messages. Let's see. Oh, I missed a color over here. That happens a lot. And goodness gracious, it was insane, like how cramped it was in that section of the library that they had. And we got out, and I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, we still need to kill 45 minutes. I don't know how we're gonna spend the next 45 minutes because no one's hungry. We didn't really have cash because they said to bring cash with us for the like if we wanted to do family dinners and stuff like that. So we were starting to like, well, we'll just wander around and look at the kids' artwork because the kids did a lot of artwork and it was all in the hallways and stuff like that. There was also things like where we can purchase arts and crafts. So as we're starting to walk around, Jaina yells out a little boy's name and starts running towards him. Comes to find out that's her boyfriend. So she found her boyfriend while we were at the place, and his mom and his dad was there. We got to be introduced to them, and I actually got her boyfriend's mom's number, so in case we wanted to contact each other. I'm just like, oh goodness gracious. And I was like told, like, apparently he talks about Jaina all the time. I'm like, oh boy, I hope it's good stuff. I hope that, he's not complaining about her. And they're like, no, he talks about how sweet she is and everything. I'm like, okay, whew. And then, like, right after that, what was funny was we met up with Nicole's friend and her mom, and then Nicole immediately goes, Mom, can I just go out and wander around while with my friend? We want to go look around and do stuff. I'm like, ugh. I'm looking at my husband, and I really didn't want to, but he's like, yeah, you just make sure that you get to your performance right on time. You're supposed to be there at 6:45. And she's like, okay, I will, And so she ran off with her friend, and she had her watch with her, so that way we can contact her. And I got to talk to her friend's mom, kind of chat up, get caught up with her, because we haven't seen her in a few weeks since they had that sleepover. And then it was just like wandering around the halls, and oh my god, the place was just, it felt so stifling. I was starting to burn up. I was so exhausted after walking around the school. We found all the kids' artwork. And then we got back to basically where the performance is, and I'm looking at my husband like, what do we do now? And he goes, I don't know, you want to sit in and watch a performance? I'm like, no, not until it's Nicole's turn. I don't really want to sit there. It's so hot. So, right outside of the gymnasium, the gymnasium, and slash cafeteria, they have like a playground area with benches and stuff like that. And I'm like, let's just sit outside. Because that's what we normally do during the award ceremonies. Whenever they have that, we normally sit outside and wait when it's for our turn, like for the grades and stuff like that. So we decided to do that, and oh my goodness, it was so cool outside. It was like, even though it probably shouldn't have stayed out there, it got a little cold, but I was just like, it just felt so much better compared to being in there trapped with so many people. It was so loud. I was just like, my anxiety was starting to climb a bit, so I was glad to be able to just sit there and wait the 20 minutes to be done, and we got inside. We got to see Nicole a couple of times. She wandered around. Then we saw her friend's mom again, and her friend's mom decided to sit with us and went, that's a great idea. So she got to hang out with us a little bit. I took advantage of, while we were waiting, to do some spelling words with Jaina to help her out, because the spelling test was the next day. And we were just practicing so much. We had like she had like a goal to finish, and I thought she needed to be done that Thursday. No, it's apparently this Thursday that's coming up that she needed to be finished. But hey, we finished the goal. We finished it before the whole thing, so she gets to do the fun activity that's coming up. It's like an incentive. If you give me just a moment, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had some solicitors. I had to go tell them no thank you. I hate talking to people. I really do. I really don't like saying anything to anyone. I want everyone to go, leave me alone. As much as I like to have people to talk to, same time it's like, stay away from me. I don't want you here. Excuse me. But yeah, had to tell them no thank you, because they weren't leaving. I don't know if they noticed that I was home, or my husband was probably on the phone and talking, so they heard him, because they were not leaving. Like, my phone just kept going off, and I looked down and I can see a car there and everything. So it's like, I just gotta shoo them away. So got that done. So now we're back here, and I've completely forgot where we were. Give me a minute. Let me think about it. Goodness, wish I didn't have a coughing fit. The smart thing would have been, I just would have looked at my camera and figure out where I was before I started. I think I was, it was, I've talked about the book fair. I talked about, I talked about standing around waiting for Nicole's performance, I think. And yeah, so yeah, we sat outside because it was really stifling inside the school. It was just felt like it was over capacity. My husband's like, man, this is a fire hazard. I'm like, no kidding. It was so packed full of people, and I was getting a little angsty and antsy, and I was like getting a bit anxious about everything. But yeah, we finished that up. We got to sit around. I gave Jana a spelling test, because her spelling test was the next day, and she did well. I was very proud of her. And we were finally set to go inside, which meant another 15-minute wait. But it was like, it's almost over. And we finally finished all of that. Nicole did excellent with her thing, with their performance. It was so sweet. And luckily it wasn't like they had to do any crazy movements. But I noticed that not a lot of the 5th graders came for the performance, so it's like there was only like maybe 30 out of the whole group. And I know that Nicole's class has 14 at least, and there's 3 different 5th grade groups, so it's just like, man, not a lot of people showed up. But after all that, but before all that, actually, the principal came by and was like, shaking everyone's hand, and he saw Jana. I was like, where's your brother? And he was like, Michael was like right behind him, because my husband decided not to sit down. He decided to stand and record, because he's so tall. He would be in people's ways, like when he's sitting up front. So he, stood by the side. And Michael had a question, because Michael bought a chess book because he wants to learn how to play chess, and he had a question about something. So he stood up and walked to my husband and everything, and it was like, so the principal comes by and goes, "Where's your brother?" And it's like, Jana goes, "Right there, behind you," and he was literally behind him. And so Michael starts showing off his book, and the principal's like, "Oh, that's cool. Do you know how to play?" And he goes, "No, Daddy's gonna teach me." And then he goes, "Once you know how to play, I have a chessboard in my office. You and I need to go play against each other. I'm competitive." I'm like, man, this principal's so awesome. And I forgot to talk to him, because right after the whole performance, he gave a bit of a speech about the fifth graders moving on to middle school, how it's going to be a difficult transition. He just went through it himself, yada yada yada. It was like, it was just like, man, I'm gonna start crying, like that kind of thing, because he's starting to pull the emotions, and and Michael wanted to go talk to him one more time, so I had to go and seek him out while my husband went to go get Nicole from the music room, and got to talk to him a bit. And I forgot while I was talking to him if he could write, like, what we've been doing is we took inspiration from like what a lot of people have done, like what we saw on social media and stuff like that, and we asked their teachers every year if they could write a letter to the kids, and that we were going to basically give it to them once they graduate high school. And I completely forgot, but I was like, because I was like, I should ask the principal if he could do that too, because he's been here since basically Nicole was in there since she was a kindergartner. He wasn't the principal at the time. He was, I think it was like the vice principal. But, like, by the time she entered first grade, yeah, he became principal. So it's like he's been there the entire time watching Nicole grow up. And it's, even though the school has exploded with new students, he still remembers my kids' names. He takes the time to remember everyone's names. And it's amazing. So... and he tries to remember, like, what activities and hobbies everyone's into as well. So, even though I have some issues with how the school is doing things, like how the bullying is going on, I still feel like, he's doing as much as he can. It's just, I wish that they could do a little bit more, to be honest. But let's see. What else has happened? But yeah, after that we went home and tried to get the kids ready for bed. It was a long process. I think everyone finally went to bed by 9:00. It was late. Everyone was tired at that point. And then I think we finally had a chill day, which was Friday. Well, I had the dentist appointment. Wasn't so chilled on that one, but overall it was. My husband decided that we were going to celebrate by getting Dunkin' Donuts. So yeah, just what you want after you get your teeth nice and shiny and clean. You're going to stain them with coffee. But I like that because, hey, I like coffee. I like coffee a lot. Let's see, my phone is still going crazy over here. Goodness gracious. Speaking of coffee... got some coffee while I was downstairs. I was like, well, might as well take advantage of what the hubby made. So I did that. And I heard the laundry stop too during the whole thing, but I decided to wait a little bit to finish that up. So after I'm done with all of this, I'm going to have to go and sort the laundry one more time. See if I need to do any more loads, like if I have to wash bed sheets, and then I'm done. I just have to fold my clothes, and I'm good. Let's see. I don't know what else has happened, because days, like I said, blend together. Oh, so Saturday. Okay, so we'll skip Friday, because I mentioned about what happened there. I got an A-OK not to go back until 6 months, which I'm ecstatic about. Saturday, I kind of actually woke up late that day. I stayed up way too late during the night before. I think I need a little bit more of this. I stayed up late the night before because I was trying to do the reduction, trying to take it down a bit more to make that jam. I already had the cake made on Friday. I made that and it was good to go. And I actually also made the frosting the night before. I was going to do that on Saturday, but I got a frosting recipe that told me to refrigerate it for at least overnight because that would enhance the strawberry flavor. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I stayed up late to do all of that because I was like just looking up recipes. I think, around 8 o'clock, I was like trying to make sure I had the right recipe for everything. And I was just like, well, I want to do a buttercream frosting instead of a cream cheese frosting in case I give this to my neighbors because my neighbors do not like cream cheese, you know. Well, my neighbors' kids. um, and I just didn't want to use the last thing of cream cheese too on top of that because I think my husband wanted to make jalapeno poppers. Goodness, my phone is just going crazy. Uh-oh. My favorite enabler is messaging me. You know who you are. um, I cannot look at it or else I'm going to go, I want. I already know it. At least it was her instead of like more wild stuff. I'm just like, please leave me alone. Leave me alone, guys. I'll talk well soon, I promise. Let's see, what else has happened? So yeah, I woke up late because I decided to stay up late with making the frosting. Got that put into the fridge. The cake stayed outside. The jam stayed in the fridge as well. And I felt bad because we wanted to get the twins ready to go to the bouncy place because they wanted to do that as a birthday thing. And I was like, okay, we can do that. And we were just trying to prep. We were cleaning up around the house while that was going on. And my husband was like, okay, I'm going to go leave. Nicole decided she wanted to go see her friend, so she wasn't going to go do the whole thing. And as we were getting ready to leave, we get a message from my in-laws. My goodness. I'm sorry if that was a little too loud. And they were leaving to come here, and they wanted, my father-in-law wanted to go with my husband to pick up the food. So we're like, great. Because we were putting the time, like, we thought they were going to come here at 4 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock, and we were given the time for the twins to get some fun activities in, and then we were going to go pick up stuff since it was on the way, pick up Five Guys, because that's what Jana wanted. Then we were going to come back, and it would have been like a nice roundabout thing. Instead, it was like, we had to tell the twins, sorry, we're not going, which, you know, they were a little upset about. And we were like, okay, we'll do this tomorrow for you. And we're like, we'll see what we can do. And they were I felt bad for them. But then they got really excited to see Nana and Papa, so at least, you know, we got that. but yeah, I just felt bad because it was just disappointment after disappointment kind of thing. Because I asked my husband, like, if we were watching the Super Mario movie, it was, yeah, sure. And then he looks it up and, no, we can't stream it just yet. It's like the chance of it being streamable is like late May. I'm like, great, okay. So we start looking around. We were like, oh, Detective Pikachu. It's not on Hulu. It's going to be. It's coming soon. So we're like, okay, what else can we watch? What else can we watch? You know? It was kind of like that. Like, what else can we watch for the kids? Because they were already getting disappointed at this point. And I honestly forgot what we watched. The kids did enjoy it. I think they would have enjoyed whatever else we've picked, to be honest, but they did enjoy what we... Oh, I remember now. It was Toy Story 4. We haven't watched Toy Story 4 yet, so they did get to they laughed a bunch on a lot of the stuff, so I'm glad they got to do that. But then we had to disappoint them again the next day, which I feel bad. So we're going to try and make it up for them this coming weekend about going to the bouncy place. But I did get them to do the movie day kind of thing on Sunday a bit. We gave them cheese sticks. We gave them candy. We kind of loaded them up on junk food on Sunday instead. And as they're arguing about what movie to watch, I started looking, I was like on my phone, of course, looking at diamond painting stuff. And I scrolled by with this one thing. It was like someone was like showing like a completion of Kiki's Delivery Service. And I'm like, give me the remotes. I know what I'm going to watch. So I pulled up basically I pulled up to see like what Studio Ghibli movies are available, and there were a few on HBO Max, and I'm like, do we have HBO Max, hun? He goes, yes. I'm like, perfect. Give me the remotes. So I immediately pulled up Kiki's Delivery Service, and I had the kids watch that, and I was like wondering if Michael would be into it or not. He liked it a lot. He thought it was funny. So I'm glad that he had a blast, because that was the only one that I was worried about if they were gonna like that. I think I'm gonna have them watch Spirit Away next. Wait, yeah, is it Spirit Away? I think it is. I'm gonna have that, or my neighbor. Goodness, I can't remember that. I haven't watched that one at all. You think I would? Princess Mononoke, they are not going to watch that until they are adults. Let's see. But there's a couple other ones I was surprised to see on HBO Max. So I was like, oh man, we can watch a couple of these for the kids, like Ponyo and everything. I'm like, we can definitely watch some of this. So I think the next few weekends, at least, is going to be filled with that, especially since we're going to have rain yet again coming up next week. But yeah, I'm glad that the kids were able to enjoy that. Their presents, I was like, I knew that Michael was going to like his present, but I didn't realize how much he really liked his gift. Oh no, more people are messaging me. I'm so busy, people, leave me alone. But goodness gracious. I'm getting distracted here, guys. I already lost my train of thought. I really did. I probably shouldn't have my phone on while I'm doing this, but it's easier to push record through my phone on instead of like pushing the button up here, because then this whole thing just starts moving all over the place. Oh yeah, so I remember my train of thought now. So yeah, when he got his present, he wasn't like all for it, but at the same time he was excited about it, even though he asked for this. And then once we got it installed in his room, that's when he got excited. And that was on Friday as well. And it was just like, it was such a loud mess up there. And then they were constantly, he had his sister play with him. And they were just constantly yelling at us because they kept knocking the ball into the posters and knocking them down, and the clock as well. So we had to go up there a few times to put everything back, and then after, I think the third time, I'm like, look, okay, you can try at least aim towards the hoop instead. I'm like, you don't need to, like, because some of the places where they flung the ball was, like, on the opposite side. I'm like, you don't need to be flinging that everywhere. It's just aim towards the hoop, okay? And it's like, these balls are just, like tiny basketballs that we blow up with air. It's not, like, they're not very hard at all, so... but yeah, he enjoyed that along with Jaina, so they were able to entertain themselves a bit. And I was worried that on Saturday that he was going to make a lot of racket with that, but surprisingly, no. They waited a little bit on Saturday before making a big racket in his room with that. I was really expecting it, but nope, they surprised me. Let's see. My husband decided that what we got wasn't enough and decided that he was going to buy them a couple stuff for Saturday. So I had to wrap more stuff. I'm like, this is nuts. He goes, well, I wanted to get them a bike, but we can't do that because the neighborhood where we live in, we don't trust any of the kids, and I don't want them biking by themselves. So we're not going to get a bike unless we move to another area, and I trust that area, or if we're able to carry some of the stuff, like if we can take the bike with us to a park or anything like that. So so yeah, it's just like, well, no bike yet. Even though, Nicole has a bike, so, but Nicole didn't get a bike until her 10th birthday, so I mean, like, if we can wait till the twins' 10th birthday. I don't know. Let's see what else has happened. So, but yeah, we got in a couple more things. So they got fuzzy socks. They've been wanting fuzzy socks, so they got that. Michael got like shark ones, and Jana got like a unicorn ones. And then he bought like some more books for them, so that way they could do that. Michael got the pie book that he'd been wanting, so it's like the Million Digits of Pi. And I looked at my husband, I'm like, he's not going to read that very long. It's literally 1,000,000 digits of pi. He goes, yeah, but he wanted it. I'm like, I know, but he's not going to stay involved in it. And yeah, pretty much. But we know that he'll probably get back into it, reading it from time to time. So, let's see. He wanted some activities for them to do, so Michael got the new Kirby game, which I went, that's a lot. And then basically to equal things out, Jana got a rock tumbler set. So, and I feel bad because it's like I was trying not to go crazy with their birthday stuff. So like the stuff I got was like, even though Jana was like, Rainbow High Doll, she was so happy about the Rainbow High Doll. Now it's like, it's minuscule compared to the rest of this. But no, it's just like now it's like now we have an activity to do, like for her to keep active with over the summer. Though I was like, maybe we could just buy this for summer. He goes, yeah, maybe, or I'll just get it now. I'm like, or you'll just get it now. Impulsive much? I can't say that I do the same thing with diamond painting sometimes. Especially since I saw that from Diamond Art Club, they won't be announcing if something's limited edition or if it's the last edition. Basically, if you want it, you should probably get it. And I'm like, but sometimes I can't get it. And then, oh man, I was so mad too this weekend because I got Jupiter. I saw Jupiter on funnily enough, I saw Jupiter on the kids festival thing while we were waiting around. I was browsing my phone at one point and I saw Jupiter and I was like, oh, I need to buy this. So I bought Jupiter on Saturday, and let's see, I think I bought one more other thing to get free shipping, and the next day they had a 25% anniversary sale. And I'm like, you gotta be flipping kidding me. I could have waited one more day. I was raging the next day. I was like, I was like, this is not fair. Oh my gosh. I didn't say anything to anyone except my friend. I was like, this is not fair. I could have saved some money. Goodness gracious. But you live and you learn. But there wasn't a lot of stuff that I wanted, except, what I did get. Because, like, a lot of my wish list is sold out, as it is. A lot of Ivy Dollamore stuff that I want to get, like the Tea Party, and a couple other things. I've been wanting that, and along with the Herbalist Helper, I've been, like, just eyeing that. I'm like, come back in stock for me, please. Plus, now I've heard that apparently May's going to be a big event with them because they couldn't really do anything on their anniversary since they're moving warehouses, and now they're going to do something at I don't know when in May, and now it's like, can you wait just a little bit, just wait. Just wait. My husband's pocket can't handle it right now. Just wait. I know it's ridiculous. Then let's see what else has been going on. Oh, then Nicole had to make the announcement that Mother's Day was around the corner, and I've been kind of keeping quiet about the fact that it was Mother's Day because I didn't want my husband to know. Well, I did want him to know for his mom, but I didn't want him to know for me. Does that make sense? I didn't want him to feel like he was obligated to get the kids to get me something. Especially since I've been getting all these diamond paintings recently. But she had to make an announcement, and I'm like, crap. Now he's going to focus on that. I'm like, crap. But speaking of, I finally was able to do something for my mom this year, since she's moved, since my parents moved out of the place that I grew up in, that my dad grew up in. They don't have to live with those pesky, creepy, crawly, icky things anymore. I don't want to think about that. I don't like the fact that I had to grow up like that. But now that they moved out, I feel comfortable buying them stuff that I know isn't going to get infested with it. So I was on Etsy the other day, and I know my mom likes candles. My mom is a hard to get person to buy stuff. My dad, his go-to is always jewelry, and my mom, for the longest time, she worked at McDonald's, so she could never wear jewelry. So she's told me that she just hates getting jewelry because, my dad always gets it for her, and she's like, I have no reason to wear it. I mean, like, she's retired now, but she still doesn't really wear fancy jewelry, And that's all my dad does, is just get her fancy jewelry. And she doesn't have a lot of she doesn't do crafty stuff. She doesn't like crocheting. She doesn't like cross stitch. She doesn't like anything. And I was wanting to get her into diamond painting, but they have this really big dog that doesn't know its size, and she has like bad hips in a back, so if like anything spills on the floor, that's it. It stays on the floor. So I don't think diamond painting's the thing to get her. But I was on Etsy and kind of scrolling around, and I saw candles, and I'm like, my mom likes candles. I haven't got her a candle, I don't know if she's changed her mind about candles. Hopefully not, because she's getting a candle. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. But yeah, it was like one of those silly sayings kind of thing. It was like, goodness, what was it? Like, sometimes you get it right the first time around. Love your firstborn. Happy Mother's Day. It was something along those lines. And I laughed my head off, and I'm like, okay, this is something for her. It was either that or like love your favorite child, because my mom always had a thing where, like, when Mimi and I were growing up, we would always ask her, who's your favorite? Which one of us is your favorite? Before, my baby sister came into the picture. And she would always go, you're my favorite. And like, if we were like separate, she would tell me that I was her favorite, and then later on she would tell my other sister that she's her favorite. And it was like, and then at times it was like, you're my favorite in your own way. And I'm like, no, who's your favorite? Because I'm the quiet one here. I don't get in trouble compared to that one. And it was just like, so I was kind of tempted to buy, like, saying, sorry you had to deal with with my siblings. Love your favorite child. But I don't know. It was really hard to pick between those two. And so hopefully my mom likes it. It's supposed to get there next week. I don't know if it'll be there before Mother's Day. The delivery range was kind of crazy. Plus, where my parents live, it's kind of hard to get things delivered there anyway. So I don't know if it will be there until like way late, into the until past Mother's Day, because it was like anywhere between the 5th to the 17th. I'm like, that's a wide range. That's a really big range, but okay. But I'm going to probably wrap it up here. Trying to see if I can finish this section off camera. I prepped this one too, like, just in case I had to keep going, but I kind of got stuck a little bit over here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!